to hear about your time at the Recovery College. I wanted to should we start off with how you heard about the Recovery College and why you wanted to enrol in the first place?
Right. I first of all, I heard about the Recovery College through a partnership, the Learning Partnership. I think that you're attached to. Um, before sort of getting involved, I felt quite sort of really depressed and couldn't sort of like manage to get myself up, and self-care and all things that you should be able to do or feel that you should be able to do in a day. I did feel quite low in moods, and knew that I sort of like needed something else to help me to feel like get back into life, really. Yeah. So
Thank you. So you felt like the Recovery College was the way forward. And I know we spoke before that you weren't quite sure about whether you wanted to do it or not, and then you did it and you really enjoyed it. Is that right?
yeah, I had to force myself to get involved, and I thought, well, do you know what can I lose? I'll give it a go and see. And I engaged with my is it like a coach worker, like
Learning
you?
support worker.
I engaged my first learning support worker, who reassured me that at any time, if I wanted to come off the courses or not do it, I wasn't under any sort of obligation to finish. And the first one I went on was like a step to well-being. And that, first of all, I thought, well, I know how to look after myself and I know what to do and that. But when I went on, the people that were running the course, Julia and Tracy, who I engaged with quite a lot on theirs, they were friendly and made me feel really welcome. Um, I sort of engage. I did these courses while we were in lockdown, so I suppose it was all on Skype for me. But I suppose other people would have a face to face. So the hopefully, I don't know what's going to go on.
You've got the option to do both at the moment, which is quite good. I think it caters to all needs at the moment, which is really good. Yeah.
But what I'd say is that the ladies that run the groups that I've been to, I can only say the ones that I've done, were really friendly, made me feel really welcome, um, uh, encouraged you to ask questions, even if they were silly questions or you thought they were silly. They weren't. It was what other people might have been thinking. And I found that the other women on the course, or I've only done courses that women have been on, but so I can only say from there that they were in the same place that I was. So everybody was traveling in that same sort of boat.
Yeah. Did you find it easy? So did you find what was helpful on the courses was listening to other people's views on things and that discussion within the courses? Did you find that very useful as well?
Yeah, definitely. And empathy for other people. And I knew that I wasn't on my own feeling this way because of having I was just at a low point in my life, and forgotten how to live, or made like some of it, I didn't even ever um, do, like being assertive. I did an assertive course, and that was brilliant because that really did open up, another part that I'd never been assertive. I'd always said, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'll do this and that, and just going on that course and being willing, and that was the main thing, of being willing to change the way that I did things. Sometimes we can go on an anxiety course and still do the same things that you were doing before. I found if I took on what I was taught in there, and took on some of those tools, that they were giving me, then I was changing gradually. It's not just the thing about going on a course and listening and not changing. And as soon as I started to change, and started to put some of these tools into practice,
Yeah.
I started to wake up a little bit, or just start to live a bit. Things started to change for me,
That's
yeah.
really good to hear, Karen. That's amazing. So I guess we talked about there what tools you brought with. So are there any other tools that you learned during the courses that you're going to take on and you're going to use in your life? So we talked about assertiveness. What other courses did you find interesting?
The ones that I really did enjoy was the assertiveness course, because that is one thing that I'd always never been assertive and people pleased. I always pleased everybody else, and the well-being one, I think, that was looking after myself, and myself is first,
Yeah.
which I've never done. And I had a situation where I had to put some boundaries in as well, and I'd never sort of put boundaries in. And it was scary at first to put these boundaries in, but with the tools that I was given by the recovery college to be able to say this, like the Bill of Rights, and to be able to say I've got the right to do this,
I like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a really good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I have got the right to do this, and using the I statement coming from the I, if somebody's upset you or something, it's just, instead of saying you've done that to me, it's just like, well, that's I feel really sad,
Yeah.
I feel upset, and they can't say anything to that, and the yet, all those little things is, I can't do that. Well, and then put yet on it.
Yeah.
And I can reassure people, and if anybody wants to join the college, you don't just sort of, they give you this stuff and you're well again. You
Yeah.
really need to actually put it into practice.
Yeah.
You know,
You have to want to do it as well, I suppose, don't you? So it's wanting to be able to, it's like a practical thing as well, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And the way that the courses were put across, I didn't feel belittled, because some of the stuff is actually, you do know, you do actually know the stuff, but it's actually putting it in, and the girls I found put it across in a way that I could sort of understand it, and and see the benefits
Yeah.
of what it is. So I found the recovery college, for me, it is given me another way of living.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Karen. Like, that's great, because that's answered a lot of the questions that I was going to ask you as
Yeah.
well. So lastly, is there anything you're going to go on to doing next? Have you got any plans about what you're going to do? How you're going to progress on from the recovery college?
Personally, for me, I'll come back to that. For me, it's little steps.
Yes.
At the end of my journey, I want to be to help other women and be a counsellor and blah 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 and things like that. But I think if I jump from this little tiny step, like this stepping stone, over to something taking on so big, I'm gonna put myself into another situation. So with the recovery college, it was like a stepping stone. My next one now will be just taking on a little course, which will be like a week's course, which I'm just engaging with the Camborne College just to do a computer course, and then build my skills up there and not take on too much. It's just tiny steps for me. So
And opening new doors with these tiny steps as well.
yeah,
That's
and it's something that the recovery college has taught me as well, is just not to run before you can sort of walk.
yeah.
And I've really appreciated being involved and being a part of the Recovery College, and met other people that are in the same situation as I've been, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Karen. And
Excellent.
they're lovely. Thank you very much. We'll say goodbye.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Becky.